Anthropic has moved to close loopholes that let firms like Ant route model usage through cloud providers and overseas subsidiaries to bypass restrictions. Today's briefing tracks 3 pressure points: policy enforcement, platform trust, and energy and tooling constraints that can instantly change. Anthropic is shutting down model access loopholes used to bypass usage restrictions. The report says Chinese firms like Ant had been routing model calls through cloud providers and overseas subsidiaries, and engineers are still searching for ways. If your product calls Anthropic models, that means indirect routing can turn into a policy violation without any code diff. The practical impact is that integrations can fail across environments the moment a control is tightened, and only teams with full endpoint visibility can recover quickly. Compliance is infrastructure now, and teams that map every model path before the enforcement sweep arrives are the ones that keep shipping. Alibaba's internal move reportedly bans Claude Code at work and asks staff to remove all Claude models from their work computers, with Reuters-linked reporting tying it to. The decision shows that AI coding support can be removed quickly when risk signals rise. For developers, that makes assistance an operational dependence. If your flow depends on one tool, you inherit outage risk across onboarding, code aging habits, and review throughput. The moment that tool is blocked, the enterprise will not wait for your migration plan. So dual-path workflows for assistance should be treated like disaster recovery. Google's sustainability figures show AI buildout pushed data center electricity from 30.6 million megawatt hours in 2024. The report also says total electricity use is more than 250% higher than in 2019. While AI growth, Google reports a 2% operational emissions drop, but power and cooling limits are still real production constraints. For team shipping models, KWH and GPU hour budgets should be treated as first-class engineering inputs beside latency and quality. When electricity becomes the bottleneck, model performance wins are empty unless your architecture enforces energy and cost gates. SEMI warned policymakers that price and capacity moves could worsen the chip shortage in a report relayed from Bloomberg. The warning cites major suppliers such as Micron and Samsung, making the point that shortages are tied to policy timing and market signaling. If your systems depend on accelerators, memory, or storage, this is a delivery risk outside your code quality. Move silicon-led time planning into sprint planning now, with approved second-source alternatives and minimum viable specs before capacity pressure spikes. AI teams rarely fail from bad software first. They usually fail because critical parts never reach the factory line in time. WebKit added a Safari MCP server for web developers, expanding model context and browser automation workflows beyond the usual stacks. The announcement is lightweight on implementation details, but it signals that MCP is becoming standard integration fabric. If your team already uses MCP, the practical move is obvious. Include Safari now and measure flow behavior instead of discovering browser gaps. Browser tooling is turning into middleware. If Safari is absent from your MCP stack, your pipeline is optimized for fewer users than reality. If this early warning view on AI, policy, and shipping risk helps, follow and subscribe. The links in the description.